Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Hare Hare
Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Hare Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare 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 Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Nam
Krishna
Nam
Krishna
Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram
Ram Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Krishna
Hare Ram
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare 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 Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Ram
Ram
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna Hare
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 Ram
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
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 Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram
Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Hare, Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
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 Krishna Hare
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 Ram Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram, Ram Ram Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Ram Ram Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare
Ram 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 Ram
Hare Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Ram
Hare
Rama Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna Hare 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 Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare 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 Hare
Krishna, Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Ram Hare
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 Ram 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 Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Hare
Ram
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Ram 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 Ram
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Ram Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare
Ram Ram Ram
Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Ram Ram Ram
Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna
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 Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram Ram
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare
Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare Ram
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Ram Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
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 Ram,
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram
Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
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 Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare Hare
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare Hare
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram,
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Hare
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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
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 Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna Hare
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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Hare
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 Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare Ram,
Ram
Hare Ram,
Ram
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 Ram,
Hare
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 Hare Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare Ram
Hare Krishna,
Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna, Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare Hare Krishna
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 Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram
Krishna Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Krishna
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 Hare
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 Hare Ram Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Ram, Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna, Krishna, Hare
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 Ram
Hare Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare Krishna
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 Hare
Hare Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare Ram,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram Ram Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna Rama Rama Hare Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Ram Ram
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Ram 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 Ram
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare
Ram
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram, Hare Hare,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Ram
Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare, Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Hare, Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram, Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Ram,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Ram,
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Ram
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare Ram,
Hare Hare,
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Ram
Ram, Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare
Ram
Ram, Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Ram Ram Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare
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 Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Hare, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna.
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare
Hare.
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram, Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare,
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram.
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare.
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare,
Hare Ram. Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare,
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna.
Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Hare,
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare,
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Hare
Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Ram,
Ram
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 Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
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 Ram
Krishna,
Hare 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 Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare 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 Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
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 Hare Hare,
Hare Ram Ram Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna
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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna
Hare
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 Ram,
Hare,
Ram Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare Krishna
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 Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare,
Hare Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare 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 Ram
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare
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 Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Hare Hare
Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram Hare Hare Krishna,
Krishna Hare
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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare
Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
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 Hare Hare
Krishna,
Krishna 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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare
Hare Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare Krishna
Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare Hare
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram
Hare Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna
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 Hare
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 Ram Ram
Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare
Hare Hare Ram Ram
Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram
Ram Hare
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 Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Ram
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 Hare
Ram Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Hare
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 Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare Ram
Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi
Hare Ram 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Smile
Krishna
song
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram Hare
we
Hare
have
Krishna
some so Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said chanting should be not lip deep but heart deep. So we read about this how gopis were calling to Krishna from their heart and they were crying also at the end. Right? So they were searching for Krishna and they were calling for Krishna and they were crying from their heart, and that's when Krishna. They were very eager to see Krishna. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur says when we chant Krishna's names, it is like we are calling to Krishna, as if Krishna is a person and we are searching for him. Krishna, like somebody is lost and we want to call him, so we speak his name out. Where are you? Where are you? So like, that's how we should chant. And in the Maha Mantra there is union and separation. So Krishna, Krishna, that's like Hare Hare. Krishna is crying for Radharani and Radharani is crying for Krishna. So that we can remember. I was remembering that. Okay.
Yeah, I was seeing this Japa affirmation. I meditate on the meaning of the holy name as I chant. As Prabhupada has said, when we are chanting Hare Krishna, it means, Krishna, please engage me in your service. A service for Krishna is the most valuable thing. If we are joyfully absorbed in service of Krishna, our life can pass very nicely. So that's what we want, Krishna. And that continues. We are in the material world doing service of Krishna, and that continues in the spiritual world where we'll also be doing service to Radha and Krishna. So Maharaj says that what does the holy name mean? It means what is in your heart. If you chant with a desire to become well known, then your mantra means, Krishna, help me become famous. or sometimes we might just be praying to just get our rounds done. Connect more deeply with the name by asking yourself, why am I chanting and what does the mantra mean to me? As you were saying, and how the gopis are crying out to Krishna. So, why am I chanting Hare Krishna? What is the goal? What is my desire?
Okay. Chant. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Ram
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram, Hare
Ram
Ram, Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram, Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare Ram,
Hare
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 Ram, Ram
Krishna
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram, Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram
Ram Hare Ram,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram,
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare 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 Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Nam Nam Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare 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 Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram Ram Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram Hare
Ram,
Ram
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 Ram,
Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare
Krishna, Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Hare Hare Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
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 Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram Hare
Hare Ram,
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Ram Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Ram Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Ram
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Ram
Ram Ram Ram Ram Hare Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Ram
Ram
Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare
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 Hare Ram
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare
Hare Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
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 Ram
Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna Hare
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 Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Nam Nam
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Hare
Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Hare
Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Hare Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Hare
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 Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare
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 Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram Hare
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 Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare Hare
Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Ram
Hare, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram, Hare Ram,
Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram, Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare Ram,
Ram
Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Hare
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 Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare Ram, Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram Hare
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 Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare.
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare,
Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare Hare,
Ram Ram Hare
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 Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
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 Hare, Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna.
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare.
Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Krishna
Ram
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna.
Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Krishna,
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 Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Ram 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 Ram
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
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 Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Ram, ram, Hare Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna,
Hari
Hare
Hari
Hare.
Hari Hari Hari
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram,
Ram
Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hari
Krishna,
Hari
Krishna
Hari
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hari Hari
Krishna,
Hari
Hare Krishna,
Hari
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare.
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram, Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna
Ram
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 Krishna
Ram
Ram,
Hari
Hare
Hari
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Hari
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare.
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram, Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare Ram,
Ram
Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare.
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Ram Ram Ram
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hari
Hare, Hare
Hari
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram
Krishna Ram Ram Hare
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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Chaitanya
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Radha
Hare Hare Ram,
Radha Hare
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Radha Hare Rama Krishna Hare Rama
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare Rama Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Ram Ram
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Ram
Hare Hare.
Ram
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna Krishna.
Ram Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Ram
Ram, Hare Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Ram Ram Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram
Hare Ram,
Ram
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
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 Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram, Ram
Ram
Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare. Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare,
Hare
Shri Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya Prabhu
Krishna
Nityananda
Krishna,
Shri
Hare Hare,
Advaita
Hare
Gadadhar
Hare,
Hare
Srivasadi
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Krishna Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Krishna
Ram
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Ram,
Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna.
Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Hare.
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Ram
Hare,
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare
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 Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Ram Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare 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 Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram
Hare 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 Ram
Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Ram
Hare Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare 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 Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Hare Hare Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare Hare
Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Ram Ram Hare Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Ram
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Krishna
Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
Ram Ram
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram Hare
Ram
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare Hare Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram Hare
Ram
Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare Ram
Ram
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Ram
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
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 Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare Hare
Ram
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 Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Ram
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 Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram
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 Ram Ram Ram Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Ram
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
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 Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram Hare Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Ram
Krishna
Ram
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 Hare
Hare Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
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 Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Ram
Ram Ram Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare 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 Ram Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram
Ram Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare Ram Hare
Ram
Ram Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Hare Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram
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 Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Ram Ram Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare Ram Ram Hare
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 Krishna
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 Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
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 Hare Ram
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
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 Ram
Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare Hare
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Ram
Ram
Hare Ram Ram Ram
Ram
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna
Ram
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram
Ram
Ram Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
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 Ram
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare Krishna
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
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 Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna Hare Krishna
Ram
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Hare
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 Krishna
Ram 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare Ram Ram
Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna
So, I was thinking how consistency is very important in anything you want to do in life. If you want to develop your business or anything, you need consistency. You want to become a good student, you want to achieve something in life. So, similarly, in spiritual life, every mantra we chant, we make an endeavor to chant it very nicely. So, consistency. And Burijan Prabhu also talks about this, that every mantra is an opportunity. Like, so every mantra you start fresh and you say, I will chant this mantra nicely. You make a determination. So just like Toyota manufactures many cars, right? But every car is quality certified. It's checked for consistency. Similarly, every mantra we chant should be chanted so nicely with feeling and emotion for Krishna. And that way we can make spiritual advancement. This is the only way to make spiritual advancement in this age, is to chant the holy name. So I was thinking of that.
Yeah, and we have fixed amount of time in this body, right? Every moment counts. When we will be at our deathbed, I mean, then we will not have time to chant. The time is right now that we can chant and pray to Krishna and get purified. So, and I think, was it Gokulesh Prabhu was saying that, I mean, Krishna does not like diluted things. Like, we don't like contaminated things, right? We want 100% pure. So Krishna also wants our heart to be 100% pure, our chanting to be 100% perfect. If you want to offer something, some gift to Krishna, you want it to be the best of quality, right? Because he's the most important person, love of our life. So we want to give him the best. And I was thinking that if there are material desires that come into our heart, we should think that, I mean, ultimately those things are for this body, and this body will be destroyed at the end of life. So what's the point? Those who give up eternal for the temporary ultimately loses both. We want the eternal. We want eternal bliss, eternal enjoyment with Krishna in the spiritual world.
Thank you. Anybody else like to say anything? Okay, chant. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna
Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Ram,
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 Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Hare,
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Ram, Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare,
Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare,
Ram Hare Hare,
Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Ram
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram.
Krishna Krishna
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram.
Hare Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna.
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare Ram
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Ram
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Ram
Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram.
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare, Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Hare.
Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram.
Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare Hare
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram.
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare
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 Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare
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 Ram.
Hare Ram Hare Ram
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 Ram,
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram.
Ram Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
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 Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna.
Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna.
Ram
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare.
Hare Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna.
Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare. Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare Ram.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Ram
Ram
Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Hare
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare Hare Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare 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 Ram Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Ram
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Nam
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Hare
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 Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Krishna Hare
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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare
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 Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Hare
Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu
Krishna Krishna Hare
Nityananda
Hare
Shri
Hare
Advaita
Hare
Gadadhara Shivasati
Hare
Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Hare
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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Ram Ram
Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Ram
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna
Nam
Krishna
Nam
Hare
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 Ram
Hare Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Ram Hare
Nam
Hare
Nam
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Nam Hare
Krishna
Nam
Krishna
Nam
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Hare Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram Ram,
Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Hare Hare Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
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 Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram, Ram Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
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 Ram, Ram Ram Ram,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Ram, Ram Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare Ram, Ram
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 Hare
Ram,
Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare
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 Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
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 Ram, Hare
Ram Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram Ram,
Ram,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram 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 Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
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 Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna 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 Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare Ram,
Ram
Hare Ram,
Ram
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 Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram, Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Nam
Hare,
Nam Hare 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 Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram, Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Hare
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 Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare Ram Ram Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Hare
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 Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Ram
Ram, Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Ram
Ram, Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare.
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare 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 Ram 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 Ram
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Ram Ram Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna
Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Hare Ram 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 Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Ram
Hare Ram Hare
Ram
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 Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare.
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna
Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna
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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Jai Shri Krishna.
Krishna
Gaura Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura.
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare.
Hare Hare, Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Ram
Ram, Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram
Ram Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram, Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram, Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Jai
Hare,
Shri
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Chaitanya,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Prabhu
Hare,
Nityananda,
Hare
Shri
Ram, Hare
Advaita
Ram,
Gadadhara
Ram Hare Hare,
Shivasadi
Hare
Gaura
Krishna, Krishna
Bhakta.
Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Ram
Hare Hare,
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Krishna Hare,
Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram, Hare Hare,
Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Ram Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram.
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Ram
Krishna Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Ram,
Ram Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare.
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Ram,
Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
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 Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Lord Shiva,
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna,
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 Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Ram
Hare, Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare
Hare,
Hare.
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Hare Hare.
Hare Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Hare
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare Ram Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare Ram Ram
Ram Ram Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram Ram Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna.
Hare Krishna Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare.
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna.
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Ram Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna.
Hare
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 Ram
Ram
Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram Hare Ram.
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Ram Ram
Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare.
Hare Hare Ram 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 Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare 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 Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Ram.
Hare Ram Ram Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna.
Hare Ram Ram Ram
Ram Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare.
Hare 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 Ram Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare.
Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
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 Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare.
Ram
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 Ram Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram.
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare Hare
Hare.
Ram
Ram Ram Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram
Krishna
Ram
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 Krishna
Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
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 Krishna
Ram
Ram
Hare
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 Hare.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Ram
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 Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna.
Ram Ram
Ram
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram.
Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
Ram Hare Ram
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 Ram Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna
Krishna
Hare 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 Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna.
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Hare
Ram Ram Hare.
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare.
Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna.
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare.
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna.
Ram 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 Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
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 Krishna
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare.
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare.
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna.
Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Jai Shri Krishna Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare. Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Ram
Hare Ram,
Ram
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 Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram, Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
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 Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna Hare.
Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram,
Krishna.
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare Hare
Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna 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 Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Hare Krishna
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram 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 Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Ram 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 Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Ram
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 Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
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 Ram,
Ram
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 Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Hare
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 Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Ram
Ram, Hare
Ram Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Ram
Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare.
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Ram
Hare Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
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 Ram,
Ram
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 Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare.
Yeah, so I was thinking that how would a pure devotee chant the Hare Krishna mantra? So let me chant in that same mood as a pure devotee. I'm not a pure devotee, but at least one mantra I can chant in the same mood as how a pure devotee would chant. He would not aspire for anything, um, no name, fame, like na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim. So when I chant, I want to be in that state, at least that mantra that I'm chanting, and then the next mantra, and the next mantra. So like that. They say be conscious, and then you can be Krishna conscious. So every mantra is an opportunity to deposit into our eternal bank account. If we chant it nicely, it gets deposited into our bank account, and our spiritual bank account increases. So that's what I'm saying.
And we need this wealth, so much of this wealth to enter into the spiritual world. So we should be greedy to chant more and more, and it should be high quality. So I was reading this affirmation: I chant from my heart, feelingly praying to come closer to Krishna. Chanting means, Krishna, please engage me in your service, please accept me, please bring me closer to you, please purify me, etc. You want to communicate this from your heart, not just from your lips. The real holy name enters the ear and then the heart. The heart then moves the lips. So chanting should be done from the heart, as you were saying. It should not be lip deep, it should be heart deep. And Krishna is seeing what's coming out from our heart.
Thank you. Okay, chant. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Hare Ram,
Ram,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare 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 Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna.
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Ram
Ram, Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna.
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna, Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Guru
Ram, Hare Hare,
Nityananda
Hare Krishna,
Shvaita
Hare Krishna,
Giridhara
Krishna
Shivaki.
Krishna.
Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna.
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare,
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare,
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hare Hare
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram 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 Hare
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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare.
Ram 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna.
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Ram
Ram, Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
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 Krishna
Ram,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram,
Ram
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 Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna.
Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Ram
Ram, Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram
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 Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Ram. Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram.
Ram Hare
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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna.
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram.
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Hare
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 Hare, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna Hare
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 Krishna
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna Hare
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 Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
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 Ram,
Hare
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 Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna.
Hare Krishna
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 Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Ram Ram
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram.
Hare
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram.
Ram
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 Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram, Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
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 Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna, Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Ram Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram.
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram.
Krishna
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram.
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram.
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare.
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Hare
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 Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna
Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna
Shri
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Chaitanya Prabhu
Ram
Nityananda
Ram
Shri
Ram Ram
Advaita
Hare
Gadadhar
Hare
Shiva Sadi Gaur
Ram,
Hare Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Ram,
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Ram
Ram Ram Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Ram
Hare,
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare,
Ram Hare Ram
Ram
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Ram Ram Hare
Ram,
Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Ram
Hare
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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
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 Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Krishna
Ram
Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram Hare Hare
Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
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 Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare Ram 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 Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare
Jai Shri
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Chaitanya
Krishna
Prabhu
Krishna Hare
Nityananda
Hare
Shri
Krishna
Advaita
Krishna
Gadadhar
Krishna
Swami
Hare,
Guru
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Ram,
Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
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 Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Advaita Gadadhar
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram 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 Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare,
Hare Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare
Ram
Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna 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 Hare Ram
Krishna Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna
Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Ram
Ram Ram Ram Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram, Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare.
Hare.
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
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 Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare.
Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare.
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare.
Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare Hare,
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Ram
Hare Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare
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 Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Hare.
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Ram Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Ram, Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare.
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Ram,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
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 Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Ram.
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Ram,
Hare,
Hare.
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Ram, Hare
Ram
Krishna.
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare,
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare.
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Ram 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 Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare
Hare.
Hare,
Hare
Ram
Ram, Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare.
Ram, Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare.
Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare.
Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Chaitanya
Hare,
Ram,
Prabhu
Ram Ram
Nityananda
Hare.
Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura. Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna Krishna,
Ram
Hare Hare.
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Ram,
Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare.
Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare.
Hare Hare Ram.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Ram
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna.
Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Ram Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna.
Ram Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna.
Ram Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare.
Hare Ram,
Ram Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Ram Ram
Hare Ram, Ram
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Ram Ram Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Ram Ram Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Ram 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare. Krishna
Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Ram,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Ram Ram, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Ram, Ram.
Ram Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Ram, Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Ram Ram
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna, it's 7 o'clock. We'll read Bhagavatam.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
No. Can you see my screen? I think you can.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
So we are on Canto 4, Chapter 24. This chapter is entitled Chanting, the song sung by Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is saying the prayer to the Prachetas on how they should please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So the first verse of that prayer, yesterday we read, Shri Rudra Uvacha Jitam ta Atma Vidvarya Swastaye Swastirastu me Bhavatāradasa Radham Sarvasma Atmane Namaha. So next verse we read. Nama Pankajanabhaya Bhuta Sukshmendriyatmane Vasudevaya Shantaya Kutasthaya Swarocishe Kutasthaya Swarocishe. This is like that verse. Nama Pankajanabhaya Nama Pankajamaline Nama Pankajanetraya Nama Pankajangre.
Namaste Pankajam.
Namaste Pankajangre. Yes. So Kunti Devi is everything about Krishna is described as lotus. Namo Pankajanabhaya. Nabhi is the navel. Namo Pankajamaline. He is wearing a garland of lotus flowers. His eyes are like lotus and his feet are like lotus. So why lotus? Because lotus is considered like very beautiful to look at. So every limb of Krishna, every part of Krishna's body is very beautiful. Angani yasya sakalendriya vritti manti. His unique loveliness charming millions of cupids. So Krishna is so beautiful that even Cupid, who is attracting everybody in this material world or makes everybody attracted in this material world, Cupid, Kamadev, is also attracted by the beauty of Krishna. So Krishna is sometimes called the transcendental Cupid. What is that? Manmana, Manmathaya. What is in the Gopi Geet, right? It is described that he is the transcendental Cupid who attracts.
Yeah. Tasamaguru Bhukshari Smayamanam Kambuja.
Yeah. Manmatha. Okay. So Krishna is very beautiful. He attracts everybody. And that's why one Gopi is saying, if you look at Krishna, then don't go and look at Krishna. So if we are attracted by the beauty of Krishna, then we will not be attracted by anything else. So if you have desire to enjoy in this world, then don't go and see Krishna who is standing on the bank of Kechi Ghat. Speram bhangi traya parichitam sachi vistirna drishtim. That verse is there. Yeah, you want to say the verse? Awesome. What's that?
Yeah, I'm trying to find this. I think I've forgotten the. I need to review again.
Okay. Yeah. That's one of the last verses in the.
Awesome.
It is in the 10th canto, 32nd chapter, because it's one of the last verses. So,
Which chapter is that?
32.
32. That's when Krishna comes back after
Yeah,
the Gopi Gita.
yeah.
Yeah.
Tasamavir Purshauri.
Smayamana Mukhambuja Pitambaradhara Shakvi Sakshan Manmataha Manmataha.
Manmatha Manmataha. So Manmatha is of Cupid, who bewilders the mind. So then Lord Krishna, a smile on his lotus face, appeared before the gopis. So after they cried, they were very eager to see Krishna. They cried in like and they recited the Gopi Geet, they were chanting Krishna's name. Then Lord Krishna appeared, a smile on his lotus face, appeared before the gopis. Wearing a garland and a yellow garment, he directly appeared as one who can bewilder the mind of Cupid. So Manmatha, Manmatha. So Manmatha of Cupid, who bewilders the mind of Cupid, who himself bewilders the mind of ordinary people. Okay, so Krishna is called Madan Mohan. Madan is Cupid, and Madan Mohan, one who enchants even the Cupid. And Radharan is Madan Mohan Mohini, of course. So if Madan Mohan is the Sambandha deity because he takes away our attention from this so many attractive things in this material world we are attracted by. So when we become attracted to Madan Mohan, it takes away our attention from Cupid, which represents all the beautiful things in this world that attract us. So when we are attracted by Madan Mohan, then we are not attracted by anything in this world. And anything in this world that attracts us is also the beauty is coming from Krishna only. So Krishna is the reservoir of all beauty. So one gopi is telling another gopi, don't go to Keshi Ghat to see Krishna who is standing in threefold bending form. And he has his flute, he's playing on his flute under the full moonlight. Because if you see this form of Krishna casting sidelong glance and playing his flute, his lips are described as very tender. He has placed his flute on his tender lips and is shining in this bright moonlight. Then what will happen? You will lose your. If you have any desire to enjoy in this world, then that's why many parents are worried about their children taking up Krishna consciousness because they think they will lose interest in the ordinary material way of life to get married, then produce children, then try to make a career and all these things. They'll lose their interest. So they'll think, oh, he'll become a sadhu. So don't become too involved in Krishna consciousness. Just go to the temple once a week, just uh, ring a bell, take darshan and come back. Don't get too involved. Don't go too deep in this. Because if you go deep in this, then you will lose your interest, and they are worried about this. So that's what one gopi is telling another gopi. Smeram bhangi traya parichatam sachi vistirna drishtim vamshi nyasta dhara kishalayam ujvalena chandrakena ujvalam chandrakena govindakyam haritanum iti keshi tirthopakanthe ma prekshishthas tava yadi sakhe bandhu sange stirangaha. So that is the verse Rupa Goswami is saying this verse, I think, in Nectar of Devotion. Okay, so Nama Pankajanabhaya. Okay. My Lord, you are the origin of the creation by virtue of the lotus flower, which sprouts from your navel. You are the supreme controller. So Brahma is born on this lotus flower which comes from. So that's why Brahma is called Swayambhu. You are the supreme controller of the senses and the sense objects. So Krishna can control our senses. He is the master of the senses. He is the supreme controller of the senses. We can only desire that let my senses be controlled. But just by desiring, our senses are not controlled, mind is not controlled. But when we desire and we engage in Krishna's service, then as Rishikesh, the master, that is the meaning of supreme controller of the senses, is Rishikesh. You are the supreme controller of the senses and the sense objects. And you are also the all-pervading Vasudev. Vasudev means all-pervading. You are most peaceful and you are most peaceful, and it's also pure goodness, Vasudev consciousness. So you are most peaceful, and because of your self-illuminated existence, you are not disturbed by the 6 kinds of transformations. So Krishna is peaceful because he is not, everything is under his control. We are not peaceful when there is anxiety because things are not under our control. As Prahlad Maharaj says, Tatsadhu manye suravarya dehinam sada samudvigna dhyam asadgrahat. There is always udvigna, means disturbance, because things are not under my control and I am trying to control. But for him, Krishna, everything is under his control. So he is very peaceful. And everything is available to him. Right? So we are also in anxiety when we don't get something. So Krishna has nothing to worry about. Everything belongs to him. So you are most peaceful, and because of your self-illuminated existence, you are not disturbed by the 6 kinds of transformations. So one 6 kind of transformation is also, we'll see if what Prabhupada says, but the body goes through 6 kinds of transformations, right? It is born, then what happens? Then it grows, then it's maintained,
Yes.
produces
It stays for some time, produces byproducts, dwindles and vanishes.
So that may be also 6 kinds, because Krishna's body is not changing, right? Because he is ever youthful, like a 16-year-old boy, or whatever his age is, 15 years and 9 months or something. So Krishna is not changing his body. He grows till youth and then that's it. After that, he does not age beyond that. Prabhupada would say, even when Krishna was speaking Bhagavad Gita, he was about 90 years old. But still, he was looking like a teenager. So there is no, he's not disturbed by any kinds of transformations and anything that happens to the body. So that is, so we can also be like this. If we go back to the spiritual world, we have a Satchidananda form, like Krishna. And then there is no pangs of material existence, material miseries, like all the different, things we feel, old age, disease, death, and all that. The Lord as Garbhodakshai Vishnu lies in the ocean of Garbha, within this universe. So that when Mahavishnu breathes out, then Mahavishnu is lying in the Karana ocean. Garbhodakshai is lying in the Garbha ocean, and Shirodakshai Vishnu is lying in the Shira Sagar. So different oceans. So Mahavishnu is the first one, Karanodakshai Vishnu, and from him he breathes in and out, and through the pores of his body, when the breathing enters the waters of the Karana ocean, then it creates bubbles. When you pass air through water, then it agitates and it like bubbles are formed, and then Karanodakshai Vishnu enters into each bubble as Garbhodakshai Vishnu, and then he fills half the bubble with the water of his perspiration. And then he lies down on Anantasesh, and then from his navel sprouts a lotus, and on that lotus Brahma is born. So Brahma is born without help of any female. In this world, no child can be born without any help of female. So So Krishna can do that. He can come out from a pillar also. As such, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, is the origin of material senses and sense objects. Since Lord Shiva considers himself to be one of the products of the material world, his senses are under the control of the Supreme Creator. So Krishna can even bewilder Lord Shiva, as we saw in Madan, no, in Mohini, right? Mohini incarnation of Lord Mohini Murti. So anybody Krishna can bewilder.
Even Brahma was bewildered. Brahma Vimohan Leela.
So Krishna can bewilder anybody. There he was bewildered because he thought, how can he be Krishna? How can he be God? And Lord Shiva was bewildered because Mohini Murti was so attractive. So the Supreme Lord is also known as Rishikesh, master of the senses, which indicates that our senses and sense objects are formed by the Supreme Lord. Krishna has given us these senses, and the sense objects are also formed by the Supreme Lord. As such, he can control our senses and out of his mercy engage them in the service of the master of the senses, which is himself. So Krishna can control our senses. If we engage in his service, he will control our senses. For a pure devotee is directed by Krishna. So senses are most difficult to control. So we have to, of all the senses, tongue is the most voracious and difficult to control. So we have to engage the tongue in Krishna's service. In the conditioned state, the living entity struggles in the material world and engages his senses for material satisfaction. Manashashtani indriyani prakriti sthani karshati. Everybody is struggling in this material world. But we are so foolish that we take this struggle as happiness. Yeah, we think this is like struggle, this struggle is good. So, and when we achieve something by our struggle, we feel very happy. But not realizing that that is going to be taken away by time. So, so everybody is struggling to fulfill their material desires. Right? And after some struggle, if material desires are fulfilled, then we feel very, very happy. Then another material desire comes, and then we struggle to fulfill that material desire. So like that, life goes on like that. We're trying to fulfill all our desires, but those desires, ultimately, we accumulate everything and then one day we leave. And then everything is left behind. Then another life begins, and another chapter of material desires begin. And again we try to, we try to do this and that and get things, and then again we leave. Like that, it's going on. So, however, if the living entity, so science has made so much advancement, but they can't stop death. So if they can't stop death, then everything is temporary. Then what is the advancement? Everything will be lost at some point. So what is the point? However, if the living entity is, and any time it can be lost, right? That also science cannot even prolong our life. However, if the living entity is graced by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he can engage these very senses in the service of the Lord. Like there was COVID, right? The COVID came, so many people died, and then COVID is gone. Now we are all happy again till something else comes. So, however, if the living entity is graced by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he can engage these very senses in the service of the Lord. So by the mercy, grace, if we get the mercy of Krishna, then we can engage in Krishna's service. So does it mean Krishna does not want to give us? No, he gives us mercy. Devotional service is open for everybody. This chanting of the holy name, everything is open. And we can engage in service whenever we want. Either at home or go to the temple and do some service. Like that. So by Krishna's mercy only we are able to chant the holy name. Of course, we should have a desire because mercy is there. So, if we have the desire, he can engage these very senses in the service of the Lord. Like we are praying to Tulsi Devi. Seva adhikaro diye koro nicha dasi. Please give me the privilege of engaging in devotional service. Seva adhikar. So we should be consider ourselves very fortunate that we are having this desire to chant Hare Krishna and we are able to chant Hare Krishna. So Lord Shiva desires not to be misled by the material senses, but to engage always in the service of the Lord without being subject to contamination by materialistic influences. So if we want to keep ourselves pure, then we should always engage in service of Krishna. Always hearing, chanting, doing something for Krishna. Then we will become free. So Lord Shiva is also desiring. He wants to remain free from all material contamination. By the grace and help of Lord Vasudeva, who is all pervading, one can engage his senses in devotional service without deviation, just as the Lord acts without deviation. So, by Krishna's grace, Vasudeva's grace, we can engage in devotional service. Okay. The words Shantaya Kutasthaya Swaruchishe are very significant. Shantaya is peaceful. Kutasthaya Swaruchishe. Although the Lord is within this material world, he is not disturbed by the waves of material existence. So, he is not agitated by modes of nature like we are. At different times, we become angry and so on. He is not disturbed by the waves of material existence. However, like lust, anger, greed. However, conditioned souls are agitated by 6 kinds of transformations. So Prabhupada is saying, what are those 6 kinds of transformations which everybody is facing, but the Lord is not having this. Namely, they become agitated when they are hungry. Yeah, it's like when we don't have food, then we become hungry and angry or whatever. So, beggars who don't have food for many, many days, we can't even imagine how they were feeling. Naturally, because your survival is at stake, right? Without food, how are you going to live? So, you become agitated when they are hungry, when they are thirsty also, when there is no water in the scorching heat, when they are aggrieved means pained by something, that is, when they are illusioned, somebody dies, then you are aggrieved, some loved one dies or something, or you lose your job or something. That's like all different kinds of adhyatmik, adi bhautik, adi devik. When they are illusioned, so 6, when we are illusioned, then also we are agitated. When they grow old, and when they are on the deathbed, so when you have to die, it is a very difficult situation. So at that time, how can we remember Krishna? It's very difficult to remember Krishna. Little body pain and so many, our whole consciousness is like disturbed. And what to speak of at the time of death? We can't even breathe. So very difficult. That's why King Kulashekar says, let my mind be entangled right now when I'm in a healthy state with the stem of your lotus feet. So Krishna Tvadiya Patapanga Japanjarantam Adyeva me Vishatu Manasaraj Hansa Prana Prayana Samaye Kapvata Pittai Kantha Varunthana Vidos Varnam Kutaste. So King Kulashekar is saying that time, how will I remember? So when we are healthy, at least we should remember Krishna. When we are chanting Hare Krishna, at least that time we should remember Krishna. Because our mind will take us. Mind is like a monkey, right? It is jumping from one place to another. And this mind is only making us jump from one body to another. Mind is the root cause of transmigration. So we have to make the mind Krishna conscious. Although conditioned souls become very easily illusioned by these conditions in the material world, The Supreme Personality of Godhead as the Super Soul, Vasudeva, is never agitated by these transformations because he never becomes old, he never dies. Of course, he becomes agitated when he's hungry in Vrindavan because that's different. He's when Mother Yashoda leaves him behind and goes to attend the milk, he becomes agitated. But that is different. That's not under the modes of nature. That's his Leela. Therefore, it is said here, Kutasthaya, that is always peaceful and devoid of agitation. Because there is nothing lacking for him. Whatever he wants, he can get it. And everything is under his control. So where is the agitation then? Like things happen to us in this world without our control, right? We get disease, we get sick, we become old. We don't like to, but all these things are forced upon us. Yasmat priya priya viyoga sayoga janma. Prahlad Maharaj says, Yasmat priya priya viyoga sayoga janma. Shoka grina sakala yoni shudaya manaya. Is that the verse? Because of
Yes.
this.
Dukhoshadam tadapi dukhamatadhya bhuman brahmami vadmita vadasya yoga.
So Prahlad Maharaj is saying that what we don't like is given to us and what we like is taken away from us. So we don't like disease is given. We don't like to lose our job, but the job goes. So many things like that. Our loved ones pass away. So therefore it is said here, Kutasthaya, that is always peaceful and devoid of agitation because of his prowess, which is described herein as Swarochishe, indicating that he is illuminated by his own transcendental position. In other words, the individual soul, although within the illumination of the Supreme, sometimes falls down from that illumination because of his tiny position. And when he falls down, he enters into material conditional life. So formerly we were with Krishna in his sports, as Prabhupada writes in one of the letters he wrote. He says, formerly we were Krishna let me read that letter. It means we were there in the illuminated world, in the spiritual world. But then we have the tendency to fall down. This is it's a letter to Madhvisha. The living entities are not created. The material world is created. Okay. The living entity is the manifestation of Krishna. Okay, where is that? The sport. Krishna Leela. Huh? We cannot say therefore that we are not with Krishna. As soon as we try to become Lord, immediately we are covered by Maya. Formerly, we were with Krishna in his Leela or sport. But this covering of Maya may be very, 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 very long duration. Therefore, many creations are coming and going. Due to this long period of time, it is sometimes said that we are ever conditioned. But this long duration of time becomes very insignificant when one actually comes to Krishna consciousness. Just like in dream, we are thinking very long time, but as soon as we awaken, we look at our watch and see it has been a moment only. Just like with Krishna's friends, they were kept asleep for 1 year by Brahma. But when they woke up and Krishna returned before them, they considered that only a moment had passed. So this dreaming condition is called non-liberated life. And this is just like a dream. Although in this material calculation it is a long, long period. As soon as we come to Krishna consciousness, then this period is considered as a second. For example, Jay and Vijay, they had their Leela with Krishna, but they had to come down for their little mistake. They were given mukti. Okay. So when I say yes, there is eternal Leela with Krishna, that means on the evidence of Jai Vijay. But after millions and millions of years of keeping oneself away from the Leela of the Lord, when one comes to Krishna consciousness, this period becomes insignificant, just like dreaming. then it talks about this. So the conclusion is that whatever may be our past, let us come to Krishna consciousness and immediately join Krishna. Just like with a diseased man, it is a waste of time to try to find out how he has become diseased. Better to spend time curing the disease. On the top of the tree, there is a nice tal fruit. A crow went there and the fruit fell down. Some pandits, big learned scholars, saw this and discussed. The fruit fell due to. So, on that tal fruit, a crow landed on a branch and the fruit fell down. So, there were people who were observing. They were saying, the fruit fell due to crow agitating the limb because the crow came and sat, and that's why the fruit. No, the fruit fell simultaneously with the crow landing and frightened the crow, so he flew away. So because the fruit fell and crow was frightened and he flew away, and that's why. No, the fruit was ripe and the weight of the crow landing broke it from the branch, and so on and so on. What is the use of such discussion? So whether you are in the Brahma Sayujya or with Krishna in his Leela, at the moment you are in neither. So the best policy is to develop your Krishna consciousness and go there. Never mind what is your origin. But at present moment we are in Maya's clutches. So at present our only hope is to become Krishna conscious and go back to Godhead. Directly or indirectly, we are serving Krishna's Leela, even in a dream. Just like we cannot go out of the sun when it is daytime. Okay, so it goes like that. Big letter. So don't waste your time with this Kaka Talya Nyay, crow and tal fruit logic. So now we have to go back to Krishna. That's okay. The Lord, however, is not so. Consequently, any conditioned soul can remain completely perfect when he is under the protection of Vasudeva or when he is engaged in devotional service. Okay, so Lord Shiva is saying, is chanting his prayers to the Supreme Lord, which the Prachetas are hearing. Okay, so this is all, I think the verses are all about glorification of the Lord only. And then we'll see. Many verses are about how Lord is the creator, how everything, is controlled by the Lord, and like that. Shankara Sanaya Sukshmaya Durantaya Tankaya Cha Namo Vishwa Prabodaya Pradyumnaya Antaratmane. So he spoke about Vasudev. Now he's speaking about Pradyumna Antaratmane. My dear Lord, you are the origin of the subtle material ingredients, the master of all integration, as well as the master of all disintegration. So Krishna is the creator and is also the destroyer. The predominating deity named Sankarshan and the master of all intelligence, known as the predominating deity Pradyumna. Therefore, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. So Vasudeva, Sankarshan, Pradyumna and Aniruddha, there are four deities and they control different things. So maybe Prabhupada will say something in the purport. The whole universe is maintained by the integrating power of the Lord, Supreme Lord, who is known in that capacity by the name Sankarshan. So Sankarshan on his hoods, right, that Ananta Sesh, is holding all the planets. It's described like that on his hoods. So he is making everything come together. Krishna is saying that Matta parataram nanyat kinchitashti dhananjaya mai sarvamidam protam sutre maniganaiva. 7.7 Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying, everything rests upon me as pearls are strung on a thread. So Krishna is holding everything together. The material scientists may have discovered the law of gravity, which maintains the integration of objects within this material energy. Yet the master of all integration can create devastation by the disintegrating blazing fire emanating from his mouth. So a law of gravitation is there, because of which everything is held in its orbit. But that law is created by the Supreme Lord. So ultimately, he is responsible. So scientists find the law, but the laws are made by a lawmaker. So laws, scientists say the laws are there on its own, but we know that if there is a law, then there must be some intelligence. There is somebody made the law. So that's a lawmaker. Lawmaker is Krishna. So that is where there is a difference of opinion between the scientists and the devotees. The scientists say, no, the law exists. It's nature, Mother Nature. And Prabhupada would say, nature, but whose nature is it? It is Krishna's nature. So he is controlling the nature. So that's where the difference is. A description of this can be found in the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. But even one noble laureate said, why nature is mathematical is a mystery. Why there are laws which can be put into equations like that. So why it is like this? It's a mystery. Because there is intelligence. Krishna has made it like that. That's what devotees would say. A description of this can be found in the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Like there is symmetry, right? Symmetry in we are said to be bilateral symmetrical, right? So our left half and right half. So how did this symmetry come about? So symmetry is because of Krishna. It's not some random. So a description of this can be found in 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, wherein the universal form of the Lord is described. The master of integration is also the destroyer of this world by virtue of his disintegrating energy. So when Sankarshan spits out fire like that, and then that fire consumes everything. Sankarshan is the master of integration and disintegration, whereas Pradyumna, another feature of Lord Vasudeva, is responsible for universal growth and maintenance. So creation and destruction, Sankarshan, then Vasudeva, Pradyumna was another feature of Vasudeva, is responsible for maintenance. The word Sukshmaya is significant, Sukshmaya, because within this gross material body, there are subtle material bodies, namely mind, intelligence, and ego. Sukshma Sharir, right? We say Sthul Sharir and Sukshma Sharir, which we cannot see, which is subtle. The Lord in his different features, Vasudeva, Aniruddha, Pradyumna, and Sankarshan, maintains both the gross and subtle material elements of this world. As mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, the gross material elements are earth, water, fire, air, and ether, and the subtle material elements are mind, intelligence, and ego. So there is the gross matter and subtle matter. All of them are controlled by the Supreme Personality of Godhead as Vasudeva, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. And this will be further explained in the following verse. So ultimately, Krishna is only controlling. It's like different expansions of Krishna. They are controlling different things, but they are all Krishna only. So ultimately, it's Krishna only who is controlling. But because he likes to enjoy in Golok Vrindavan, he has delegated his, you can say. But it is he only who has expanded into Balram, then Balram expands into all this first Chaturvyu expansion and all the different expansions. So they are all same, but different. Because Krishna, just like you delegate your work when you want to enjoy, then you delegate the work to somebody else and say, you do the work. So Krishna can expand. And Balram is the sevak. When Krishna wants to be served, he expands as Balram. Of course, it's not when, it is eternal. Krishna wants to be served, then he expands as Balram, and then Balram serves Krishna. So it is Krishna only serving Krishna, you could say. But it's called, that expansion is called Balram. So he is Sevak Bhagwan. If Krishna wants to enjoy, he expands as Radharani. And so he enjoys with Radharani. Radharani is also Krishna's Ladini Shakti. So it's all like the variety, but it's all same. Okay. Namo Namo Aniruddhaya. Namo Namo Niruddhaya. Rishikeshendriya Atmane. Nama Paramhamsaya. Purnaya Nipritatmane. My Lord is the supreme directing deity known as Anirudh. You are the master of the senses. Anirudh is the master of the senses and the mind. I thought Pradyumna before they said a master of all intelligence known as the predominating deity. So Aniruddha is the master of the senses and the mind. I therefore offer my obeisances unto you again and again. You are known as Ananta as well as Sankarshan because of your ability to destroy the whole creation by the blazing fire from your mouth. Rishikeshe Indriya Atmane. The mind is the director of the senses. The mind is the king of the senses. As the mind wants, the senses act. Mind is above the senses. Indriyani parani ahur indrebhya param manaha. Manasastu para buddhir yo buddhe paratastu saha. Krishna says in the 3rd chapter of Bhagavad Gita that the hierarchy beyond the senses, sense objects is the mind, the senses, the mind and mind intelligence, the soul. The mind is the director of the senses. So mind has to be in order. And Lord Aniruddha is the director of the mind. In order to execute devotional service, one has to fix his mind on the lotus feet of Krishna. So just meditate on the lotus feet of Krishna. That means we do so many services for Krishna. Yeah, you can also meditate on the lotus, but that is not our just sit and meditate on lotus feet of Krishna. But there is practical application of devotional service, right? That is also service to the lotus feet of Krishna. So one has to fix his mind on the lotus feet of Krishna. So we can remember Natabar in our temple, and his feet is there. Right? So we can meditate on the feet of Natabar, so which is non-different from Krishna. And then Krishna Balram, lotus feet, we see. One has to fix his mind on the lotus feet of Krishna. Therefore, Lord Shiva prays to the controller of the mind, Lord Aniruddha, to be pleased to help him engage his mind on the lotus feet of the Lord. Yena kena prakarena. What is that? Yena kena prakarena.
Mana Krishna.
Mana Krishna niveshayet. Somehow or other we have to fix the mind on Krishna. Means that can mean his service also. How I am going to serve him. Then we remember I am doing this for Krishna. Lord Shiva prays to the controller of the mind, Lord Aniruddha, to be pleased to help him, to engage his mind on the lotus feet of the Lord. So most difficult thing is we can physically engage in service, but to be thinking about Krishna simultaneously is difficult. So to bring the mind also, like we are eating prasadam, so we have to think about, oh, this is prasad seva, this is Krishna's prasad. So, or anything, we are singing, we are cleaning the kitchen, whatever, this is Krishna's. So we have to think like that. Then we will become enthused also. Oh, I'm cleaning Krishna's pots. This is actually being used to offer to Krishna, cook for Krishna. So that way we will become filled. It is said in Bhagavad Gita 9:34. So how nicely should I do it? Because it is Krishna's paraphernalia. It is stated in Bhagavad Gita 9:34. Manmana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji namaskuru. The mind has to be engaged in meditation on the lotus feet of the Lord in order to execute devotional service. It is also stated in Bhagavad Gita 15:15. Mata smritir jnanam apohanam cha. From the Lord comes remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. So Lord can also help us forget. Forget what? All the Lord can help us forget What can Lord? What should Lord?
Bad incident that trouble us, misery
The bad miseries.
of the past life also he makes us forget.
Forget. And He can also make us forget Him also. If we want that,
Mm.
the Lord can also make us forget Him, because Krishna is open. So it's saying forgetfulness. The atheists are writing so many books how there is no God. And who is giving them that knowledge or arguments? Krishna is giving them. So, like Hiranyakashipu was denying that there is God or Vishnu is God, then his thing also was coming from rebellion also. So forgetfulness also means we forget that we are this body. That is also, we have to forget we are this body. That also forgetfulness Krishna can give. So if you forget that we are this body, that's very good. Then we will, and He can give us remembrance that we are the soul. We are not this body. And the knowledge that the soul is part and parcel of Krishna. So then that way it will help us come closer to Krishna. Thus, if Lord Aniruddha is pleased, He can help the mind. Like Shukdev Goswami forgot that he is the body, right? I mean, he was out of the body. When we say he is out of the bodily conception of life, means he is not thinking that he is the body. He is not remembering, which he is not actually. So we can forget so many things, that this material pleasures are very enjoyable. That also. Thus, if Lord Aniruddha is pleased, He can help the mind engage in the service of the Lord. It is also indicated in this verse that Lord Aniruddha is the sun god by virtue of his expansions. So sometimes we say Surya Narayan. It is a Surya Narayan. In the Gayatri Mantra, we meditate on the effulgence of the sun. Om Bhur Bhuvasva Tat Savitu Varenyam. Bhargo Devas. So, Lord Aniruddha is the sun god by virtue of his expansions. So, sun is an expansion of Aniruddha. Since the predominating deity of the sun is an expansion of Lord Aniruddha, Lord Shiva also prays to the sun god in this verse. Okay, we'll read this. Lord Krishna, by his quadruple expansion, Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha, is the Lord of psychic action, namely thinking, feeling, willing, and acting. Lord Shiva prays to the Lord Aniruddha as the sun god, who is the controlling deity of external material elements, which constitute the construction of the material body. So because of sun there is life and everything. All the crops are growing and our body is formed because of that. According to Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, the word Paramhamsa is also another name for sun god. The sun god is addressed herein as Nibrit Atmane, which indicates that he always maintains the various planets by manipulating the rainfall. So because of sun there is the cloud, and because of the cloud there is rainfall. The sun god evaporates water from the seas and oceans and then forms the water into clouds and distributes it over land. There's another thing, right? Sea water you can't drink, but Krishna has made the arrangement that sun evaporates the water, makes a cloud, and it is formed. It may be formed right above the sea, but then wind transports the cloud, and then it pours water, pure water, on fields where crops are growing and things like that. Seeds are sown. So this is Krishna's arrangement. When there is sufficient rainfall, grains are produced, and these grains maintain living entities in each and every planet. Annad bhavanti bhutani parjanyat anna sambhava. Krishna is already saying in the Bhagavad Gita that because of rains, the crops are growing. Annad bhavanti bhutani parjanyat anna sambhava yagnad bhavati parjanyo yagna karma samudbhava. So, because of yagna, the rains are coming. When there is sufficient rainfall, grains are produced, and these grains maintain living entities in each and every planet. The sun god is also addressed herein as Purna, or complete, because the rays emanating from the sun have no end. How much heat sun has been giving out for millions of years and still giving. It never happens. There is no now heat in the sun. Okay, now no more light can come from the sun because it has been giving. It's depleted for so many years, millions of years. It has been giving. So Krishna's arrangement is like that, constantly giving. Now everybody is trying to tap solar energy, right? So recently Basu Ghosh Prabhu I met in Sadhu Sangha. So he was telling that how in Baroda temple, ISKCON Baroda temple, there is no electricity bill because now they've installed solar panels everywhere. So there is no electricity bill. And India, sun is always there. So for millions and millions of years since the creation of this universe, the sun god has been supplying heat and light without diminution. The word Paramhamsa is applied to persons who are completely cleansed. Of course, you may think, how the sun god, how can a person supply so much light? Because we don't have any. Sometimes we tend to think of all this sun god as all mythology and like that. Like I was something we may think that how, like Gajendra, right? Gajendra was in the grips of the crocodile for how many years? 1,000 years or something like that. They were battling. And Chitraketu Maharaj married how many wives? 10 million wives. But all of them were barren. So we may think like, how is this possible? Then Krishna was dancing with millions of gopis in the Ras Leela. And one night extended to Brahma's night. All these things are, we tend to think of them as like, humbug. Because how is this possible? Then there is a sun god. And then the scientists are explaining, no, there is a nuclear fusion reaction going on, because of which the light is coming. So there is a sun god has been supplying heat and light without diminution. But behind every planet there is a predominating personality. The word Paramhamsa. So in Vedic thing we say that behind everything there is a person. A demigod is in charge of controlling your senses. Even my hand movement, there is some demigod in charge. So like here, mind, Aniruddha is in charge of the mind. So the word Paramhamsa is applied to persons who are completely cleansed. When there is sufficient sunshine, the mind remains clear and transparent. In other words, the sun god helps the mind of the living entity to become situated on the platform of Paramhamsa. That's why we should go into the sunshine. The mind remains clear and transparent. Sun god helps the mind of the living entity to be situated. In places like Seattle, there is suicide rate is high because there is no sun. So people are depressed. I don't know if it's true or not. People say like that. There is no sunshine, it's always cloudy and rainy, and so you can become depressed. Like when Prabhupada came to London, he said, they say that the sun never sets on the British Empire, but I see London is always dark like hell. And the next day newspaper published it. Oh, Swamiji is calling London hell. Because there is no light, it is always cloudy and gloomy like that. Hardly sun comes out. So, thus Lord Shiva prays to Aniruddha to be kind upon him, so that his mind will be always in the perfect state of cleanliness and will be engaged in the devotional service of the Lord. That way Florida is called the sunshine state. There always sun is there. As opposed to Columbus, Ohio, where it can remain gloomy for a few days. Still we receive a little bit more sun than Cleveland and other places. Somebody was saying. Thus Lord Shiva prays to Aniruddha to be kind upon him, so that his mind will be always in perfect state of cleanliness and will be engaged in the devotional service of the Lord. So we can pray to Aniruddha that my mind remain always clean and be engaged in the service of the Lord. Just as fire sterilizes all unclean things, the sun god also keeps everything sterilized, especially dirty things within the mind, thus enabling one to attain elevation to the platform of spiritual understanding. So holy name is like the sun. Krishna samas surya, maya hoy andhakar, yahan Krishna tahan nahi maya radhikar. So Krishna's son, when the holy name rises in the heart, then all misconceptions and all this clouding and everything is gone. Misconception about who we are and what is the purpose of life. So everything becomes clear by chanting the holy name. And all dirty things in the heart are removed. Cheto darpanam arjunam. So even in the Namabha stage, right, they say when even there is a slight glimmer of the sun of the holy name rising in the heart, then all the bandits and the thieves, they start packing up because it's sunlight. Now they can't do their robbery. So that's how it's described. Even in the Namabha stage, it's a clearing stage where all the offenses are. So Namabhas also is like, they say when we are trying to chant nicely and trying to avoid the offenses, we are trying to bring the mind back to the holy name. Yato yato nischalati manaschanchalamustiram tatastato niyameta atmanyeva vasham nayat. So we have to be conscious, like this morning we have to be conscious. Is my mind going somewhere? Is my mind on the holy name? Is my consciousness fixed on the holy name? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So we have to always keep monitoring the mind. Is my attention on the holy name? Am I distracted? Am I dozing off? What is happening? To always keep the mind. And as soon as it goes away, then, alarm. Like they say that when the car is running and it goes a little bit off the lane, then that sound comes and then, so immediately, if you're conscious, then you'll detect, the mind is going away. But if you're not conscious, mind is gone and will go. And so we have to be always conscious. I was thinking while chanting, let's see how many mantras I can chant before my mind goes off somewhere. How many mantras I can chant with attention, with feeling, like that. So like that we have to keep a tab on the mind, keep monitoring the mind and say, okay, let me see how many mantras I can chant. Or we can say, let me chant this one mantra with attention, and then next, let's this one mantra with attention. So like that, with quality, attention, feeling, whatever, emotion. Okay, so now we are at 8 o'clock. So anybody like to say?
Prabhuji, even in that Salem temple we went, there also they were not using the lights, because for cooking and all they were using the firewood. And do you remember, Prabhuji?
Yeah, everything was like organic, right?
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, but in America we can't do that.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. Prabhupada says we can use technology for our own, for furthering Krishna consciousness. But yeah, for eating healthy, it is all healthy stuff. Because this is all processed food. What we get is all processed food. We buy bread and all these things. It's all processed food. Chips or whatever, salsa and this and that. It's all made in the industry. So that's not good, right? Pizza and so ideally a yogi's diet is raw. I mean, maybe he boils it and cooks it and he puts little salt and things like that. That is a very healthy diet. This processed diet with like biscuits and all this is not good actually. Like we saw that video, right? If you want to live long, then stop eating those processed foods, right? That video was there. It's a nice video. Huh?
Yeah. Eat foods that are living, not dead.
Not dead, yes. So like sprouts, apple, orange, grapes,
All vegetables are good.
All vegetables, broccoli, and all that. So, and then best is to like boil them or steam them and put some garnishment in it, some little spice like that. Otherwise, so that's why our lifespan is less also because of the food we eat. The food we eat has a lot of influence on our lifespan. Anyway, I'm saying all these things. I have to follow myself, but because those things are tasty, so we naturally gravitate towards eating all those things. Canned food is also not good. Anything that is packed, like all this haldiram, it is packed like that. We don't know how when it was made and when it was packed. Of course, some foods are not perishable, so they can last long. But even now, the MDH masala, right? They have the cancer-causing agents in the MDH masala. So better to do your own food, own masala. Many South Indians, they will make their own spices, right? Shyam Karuna Mataji makes their own spices from scratch. I don't know if that's true. She's not there. Okay. Okay, all right.
Yes, Prabhuji, yes.
So, but the ingredients also have to be pure, right? So that's another thing. So how far we can go? The jeera and whatever you use, coriander powder, and those also have to be pure. But at least as much purity as we can have. So like that. In Kerala, they have this detox centers, right, where you can detox your body. Anybody been there? It's worth going.
Nice. We'll go.
Huh?
We can go next.
Yeah, that they detox, they put you on diet for some 15-20 days. Anybody went there?
I have been one time, but not the detox one.
Oh, okay. How many days you were there?
I was there for, I think, 3 days.
3 days. Yeah, I think there is more than that.
Rasi Krishna Prabhu went, right?
Yeah, he went for a cure actually, but there is a preventative. Like a lot of sannyasis, Ramapad Swami, I think Radhanath Swami, they go to Kerala or some other places like that too, so that you can prevent diseases from happening from before. So,
And they can tell you by your body type.
huh?
They can tell you by your body
whatever
type.
life has.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
You go ahead, Mataji.
No, I was just saying that based on our body type, certain, like some people should not eat tomatoes. They should not eat proteins. So based on our body type, if we know what type of fruits, vegetables, or things are good for us, then we can alter our diet because every person is different. Genetics,
Yeah, so that's what Ramapad Maharaj, because he goes to my sister's home because she's the Diksha disciple. So every morning he has lots of different teas, not the ordinary tea, but different kinds of herbs and mixed. And she says it's so bitter and bad, but he drinks that like every day because he has been prescribed that in according to his whatever his body type. So he's been, and you can see his health is quite good. So he's maybe 75, 76, but he walks very fast.
Yeah, I mean, we should maintain our body. I mean, so we can do more devotional service. So yeah, we can take some preventative measures.
Yeah, and you can avoid suffering also, right? If you maintain your body, like if you get some diseases, then cancer and things that are so bad. You have to suffer so much. So it's also there. It can be avoided if, I mean, even then we may get, it's not like, but we can do our best to avoid disease. And it's not out of the, like, because we want to live long to serve Krishna, we want more time to perfect our life and chant Hare Krishna. So it's good. And we don't want suffering. Nobody wants suffering. So that's how. So you can go there whenever anybody has time. They can. Okay. There was that video I sent, right, about the living foods. Where is that video? In that also there is a detox thing going.
Yes.
What is that link? There's another video about detox also, how to detox your body. Anyway, this may not be directly Krishna conscious talk, but it's good. Okay. There was one girl who was speaking.
Yeah, I got that link. I'm pasting it.
This food that can cure any disease, but I don't know if it can cure every disease, but it can prevent. So in this also there is a detox video. Sattvic movement. Okay. All right. Okay, so now we will read Krishna book. This is about all this. What has happened? The sages have come, right? And they are glorifying the Lord. So I think it's from here. We can read. I have to go to the dentist also. But we can read for some time here from Dear Lord.
Dear Lord, the Vedic knowledge is the representation of your pure heart. Austerities, study of the Vedas, and meditative trances